Hi there everyone, my name is Matt, welcome to the channel. I'm a fishmonger at Fordmore Farm Shop, and today I'm going to show you how to break down this beautiful lock jewel salmon. So some things to look for when you're buying your salmon. Firstly, look at the top, nice bright eyes, nice red gills, lovely pronounced nose, strong fins, not deformed, shows they've had lots of room to swim, be strong, but much better meat from the fish. So some of the tools we're going to be using to break down the fish. First of all, we've got our boning knife. I like to use a mixture of the boning knife and the filleting knife here. Filleting knife I use for a bit more of the delicate parts. We've also got our fish descaler, pin boning tweezers, and of course a pair of good kitchen scissors. So coming into our fish, this fish has already been scaled, but all we need to do if the fish hasn't is run our descaler tail to head, paying particular attention to the top and the bottom, which are quite easy to miss when you're doing that. A good way to do it is underwater in a sink full of water. So we're going to take our knife and we're going to go just in behind the head to the collar of the fish and just down to the backbone. Run the knife down behind the fin, trying to keep as much meat on the fillet as possible. Then all we're going to do is just twist our knife. You'll hear a click and then you'll be on the backbone of the fish. So we're not going to saw down the fish. You'll end up with a really jagged, rough looking fillet. You're just going to almost arc your arm and let the knife do the work. Just tilt the knife slightly downwards towards the backbone as you go in. You won't go through the bone. And then we're just going to do the same on the other side. So face the fish away from you. Down into the collar, twist the knife, use the head to hold on to. You see here, just having to rock the knife a little bit. Sometimes you get caught on the fins or a little bit of bone there. So just rock the knife. Again, we're not sawing nice big rocks with the knife if you need to. Make sure you keep all the bones. You can use those for fish cakes, soups, pastas. So this is what we call our first cut. So we've got some of the fat still on it, some fins, and of course the ribs. So we're going to do our first trim now, second trim now, sorry. So switching over to my filleting knife, I'm going to take off some of the excess fat around the edges and the fins. First of all, just sort of tidying fish up. So now we're going to go onto the ribs. All we're doing, knife just in under the ribs. You can see it there at the top of the fat layer, just creating a little slit, and then we're just going to run our knife down, tilting the blade towards the ribs, again keeping as much meat on the fillet as possible. Take your time with this bit. This is where it can go wrong quite easily if you slip. So just taking off a couple more of the ribs there that we missed on the first pass. And then we're going to take off the sort of main fin at the belly of the salmon. It's very hard, so you just cut around it and pop it out. And take your time. no need to rush on that bit. Just checking for any ribs that we may have missed there or any bone. So that is our second. We're going to move on to the third trim now, or counter trim. So just removing any final bits of fat. Now, this is where your fishmonger take some extra care to prep the fish so that everything looks absolutely beautiful, ready to go on the counter or straight on your plate. So we're going to get our scissors now. It's the only time we really need the scissors for this. You see there's a little row of fat that just runs up the center line from the tail. And all we're going to do is just cut that out. Comes out nice and easily. Just pick it, once you've got it started, pick it up with your hands there and just cut it out. Of course, we do the same on the other side. Just doing the other side now. You kind of do this in reverse. I certainly do anyway. I know a lot of people do them both facing towards them. I do one facing towards me, one facing away, just how I find it most comfortable. And with doing fish filleting, that is a lot of the skill of it. It's actually just finding a way that feels comfortable. So here I'm almost doing trim 2 and trim 3 together. Which is what we would normally do. But certainly if you're buying your fish from a wholesaler, you may just get it at trim level 2. Of course, they want to maximize their profit. It's not going directly on a fish counter from them, so they will quite often leave a bit of excess fat or trim on the fish. So once we've done that, you can see then we've got our final fillet. So we're going to pin bone now. So where the knife is where the pin bones run down to, about just over halfway. So we run the knife down the back of the salmon and you can just see all the pin bones standing proud now. You can feel them on the back of the knife. And the row of pin bones, you can just see where my finger was there. You can use your thumb just to make them stand proud again if you've lost any of them. And then you just grab hold and pull towards the head of the fish, almost at about an 8 o'clock angle, so slightly down and towards the head. Just going to go a little bit further down now so you can see a little bit easier. Never pull backwards with the bones. You'll rip the flesh of the salmon. It will look absolutely awful. A little bit of lots of bits. So there are 2 finished salmon fillets. Absolutely beautiful. Of course, they're not that luminous in real life. Just have some terrible lighting. So those are now ready for the counter, the smoker, or to be vacuum packed. And here we have a few of the different cuts we can use from the fillets. We've got plenty of fillets. We can always do supremes or pavés, and we'll also have a little bit of trim if we do the pavés. So lots of use out of these 2 fillets. Goes a long way. Thank you very much for watching. Really appreciate your time. Hopefully this has been really helpful. So please do subscribe, like, and follow the channel. And if you'd like to see anything else, please do pop it in the comments below. See you next time. Thank you very much. Bye bye for now.